Hi, I'm Alfred Bundy here in Atlantic City. We're at a special edition of Meet the Leaders sponsored by Altice USA. We're at the 103rd League of Municipality Convention. My special guest is Assemblyman Benjie Wimberly. Benjie, tell us how you've been enjoying the conference first.
Oh, it's been nice. I got down yesterday, got a chance to, really network, socialize with some of my colleagues and just good people from the state of New Jersey.
One of the things that's certainly a big issue right now is what's going on with the opioid crisis. What more can the state do to help us with this problem, which is now up to almost 6,000 people have died?
Well, I think, unfortunately, the opioid crisis, and particularly in urban areas, is not a new thing. So you're talking back to Vietnam when people in many of the urban centers came back hooked on heroin, and now it's just become more of a thing because it's illegalized opioids. And the Attorney General took the first step by suing some of these companies and putting them right in their place to make sure that, they're accountable for the problems that we're having here in the state of New Jersey and throughout the United States.
A huge discussion going on. Will we legalize marijuana use in this state? We know there's some economic benefits, there may be some legal benefits that assist some of our communities, but at the same time there's some pushback from many people. Where are you at on this issue?
I'm open. I think, first of all, I think we have to work on decriminalizing it. Far too many people of color, go to jail at a higher rate than others because of, small amounts of marijuana and the issue of, their careers sometimes being ruined, maybe in law enforcement or, wanting to be a fireman because of something they done as a 18-year-old a kid. So I think we need to address that first. And once we address that, I am open to the possibility of legalized marijuana.
Are there any bills related to that? Because that's certainly a critical piece of this.
Yeah, that's one, but I think it's a small part of it. So I think, we have to address that, along with expunging the records of these people who have had these small amounts. And that's something that one bill in the Assembly I'm sponsoring and Senator Rice is sponsoring in the Senate. So, this is something that is definitely on the radar. I mean, statistics show, I believe 57% of New Jersey residents approve marijuana legalization for recreational use. I've had opportunity to go out to Las Vegas. I've been to Colorado. I've been to California looking at it, So I think,
What are you finding?
What I'm finding is I don't see a lot of pushback, but you get a lot of other things, the literature and stuff concerns, and particularly in Colorado. So I think we got to do what's right for us as a whole, as a community. And you have many communities here who have already banned it before it's even been legalized. So, I mean, the reality is it's going to be here. Is it going to be on the black market or is it going to be legal? That's the question when people start talking about the moral impact of legalizing it, that it's not going away. So we have to address it.
A new program started by the governor is something called the Educational Opportunity Grant for those who are making less than $45,000 or less. There's possibilities families will be able to send members of their family to local community colleges. Where are you at on this project? Good idea?
I think it's a great idea. I think, the last thing we want to deprive anybody is of an education. In the United States of America, it should be affordable to go to college. It shouldn't be like, held against you that you're encumbered with so many loans and stuff like, people like me. I'm a first generation person in my family. My family didn't have the means or any type of savings accounts for us to go to school. But I think the JUCO route, junior college route, is probably the smartest route and economical route, not just for the disadvantaged, but for so many people. Because you get that 2-year associate degree, you can go anywhere in the state of New Jersey you want. If you decide to go out, then you're going to be less, weighed down with loans when you get out of college.
Right, and that's certainly one of the issues. A lot of people are burdened with debt after they finish.
Yes.
Speaking of education, there's a bill to end some of the high-stake testing. We've been relying heavy on the PARCC test. Should the PARCC test continue? What do you think?
I think the PARCC test has proven to not really be the best test, not just here in New Jersey, but throughout. I think there's only 2 states in the United States that still do the PARCC test. So I think we need to go back out and do what's best for our students, and not just for a particular area of students. It has to be something that is, more or less this universal that applies to all students, regardless of their economic situation, regardless of what their zip code is, and do what's best for everybody. But the PARCC is not the way for New Jersey, and obviously for the United States.
We're out of time, but one thing that you might like to see in next year's budget that you're willing to work with, not such a new governor anymore, with Governor Murphy on, just one thing, one issue, what would it be?
Fully funding public schools.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. Make our schools whole, make sure none of our students are not deprived of an opportunity of a good education. And I'm sorry, I got to slide in, school construction. Make sure that these buildings that are 100 years old and stuff are replaced with schools that are up to date and really technology savvy for our young people.
Thank you, Assemblyman. We're here in Atlantic City at the 103rd League of Municipality Convention. My special guest has been Benjie Wimberly. Thank you for joining us.